Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. And as you can see, we had some snow and it's a little cold. I think I came back too early. It's kind of one of these things, when do you go? You know? And for me, I don't trust the government. And I've mentioned a couple times anyway that they turn in the screws a little bit at a time. And I also mentioned watch weekly. Everything looks like it's being done as a week. You remember the frog? You put the frog in the water and you just kind of turn it up a little bit more at a time. I think that's what's going on. I remember there was a time when they said if everybody stays in place for 2 weeks, then this thing's going to be over. And then I heard a month, and I think it's going to change even more. Now, I'm going to leave it up to the conspiracy theorists people to figure out why this is happening. It made some sense. If I used my imagination, it used some sense at some time. And through this time, there has been behavior changes. I mentioned before also that was probably been a good time to go where you would be going. A lot of preppers say, "Oh, I can go here, I can go there." Okay, well, are you there? This is probably the time to do it. Now, the one thing that right now is changing from what I know, I mean, it's different than what I've experienced, is the roads. The roads, at least where I'm at, I'm in northeastern Kansas, rural areas. They're still open. People can travel. So I would say if you're going to go visit your parents or grandma and grandpa, or maybe you have some friends that you've already talked to them about. What I say, I've said it before. You leave food, you leave guns, you leave stuff there. So in times when things you have a place to go. If you haven't done that, I wouldn't go. And the thing is, when you're leaving guns and bullets and food and gold and silver, these are all things that now they know, because you've talked about this. Before you leave it, you've talked about it. Well, if things starts happening, I may need a place to go. If I could leave some gold and silver, leave some guns, leave some food, like that. And then they know you're coming. That's why you do it. And it shows you're serious. And you want to, enough to hold up your end. I mean, just don't come in with an empty mouth. You feed me, give me water, protect me. You don't want to come in like that. That's not a good relationship to move into. And I personally wouldn't allow someone to come in with me just with a pickup with some stuff in it, and they're going to drive up and say, okay, well, we're here with you, Mike. It doesn't work that way. But I've been having people get a hold of me, asking questions, and these are preppers. One of the things they haven't figured on was the three-man militia. Where are you going to go? And these are all things we've talked about. And so I tell people, if you don't have any place to go, because I was even slow on getting here. And I don't know, I've been here a week or 2 weeks, so, I was kind of slow on getting here. And I was waiting until the last minute. And I've talked about it. And so, and already there's been cities have been shutting down, states have been closing their borders. I don't know what kind of heads up y'all need, but something's going on. If you don't have a place to go, and if you have a lot of food, now that's called hoarding. It's not like you went out and bought at the stores. If you were so silly to go out and start buying all this toilet paper, that's hoarding. If you've been buying it through the years, that's not hoarding, that's storage. This is a good example of what hoarding is. Now, the problem is, when you're in the city and you say, well, I've collected all my food and stuff for years. Okay, now if you're in the city, that's called hoarding. They're going to consider you a hoarder. I just don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You need to be out of the city. Okay, if you're not, you've already had a couple weeks now to get used to just sitting in the house. So now you're used to it. So now you'll stay there. And I suggest you stay there. I suggest you do as you're told. And the reason is you are in a city, you're in a society. The society is structured in a certain way where the whole society has to benefit. That's what's going on now. You're not strong individuals. When you're in a city, you're not a strong individual under these conditions. So don't act like a strong individual. Don't forget, they've been letting people out of jail. It's going to become easier just to shoot people than it will be to lock them up. They'll threaten you with fines. You can't have more than 10 people or 3 people, and we'll give you a ticket. So I mean, there's going to be all kinds of weird things going on that you're not used to, that I've talked about, and I've told you. Now, if you're in the city, you have no choice. If you are out in the country with the people you want to be with, you know what I'm talking about now. Because now you're learning to work together. You're learning to put things together and stuff like that. You're not here. I can't believe all the places that I've helped people organize and get together, and here I am out here waiting for the people that own this place, and their families will be coming here. I don't know about their friends. It's not my place. I wasn't the one that invited everybody. So I don't know how that's going to work. But right now, I've got control of the area. But we'll see what happens. But like I say, out here, everybody lives like this. So we'll see. This is Mike. NoStressMike.com.